How would you say this? Where does it even end? Where does it even end? How would you say this? Did they really think they could get away with that? Let's say all that. Did they really think they could get away with all that? Did they really think they could get away with all that? Did they really think they could get away with all that? Where does it even end? Did they really think they could get away with all that? This is one of those expressions where you have to take a step back and just approach it in a completely different way. It's very important that you keep in mind the context that I gave you. All right, you're watching the news and you're watching about a group of people who have been caught doing some really shady stuff, and the further the investigation is going, the more and more stuff they're digging out. They've been doing some really, really bad stuff for a long time, okay? And in that situation, you say something like this. They just never knew when to stop, did they? They just never knew when to stop, did they? They just never knew when to stop, did they? Oh, save it, please. 야, 적당히 좀 해. And this is usually when you're suggesting that the person should stop talking. It's usually when we're trying to get the person to stop talking or stop mentioning something. Okay, this one's easy. 무슨 생각이었을까? 무슨 생각으로? What were they thinking? What were they thinking? When we're passing judgment on someone who has done something that they shouldn't have, obviously we're not actually asking the question, right? This is a rhetorical question. 그죠? 수사 의문문이라고 하죠, 이런 걸 보고, 그렇죠? The only reasonable way we respond to this is what? What is the obvious answer to this question, this rhetorical question? They weren't. They weren't. They probably weren't. What were they thinking? They probably weren't. 무슨 생각으로 저랬을까? 생각을 안 한 거지. 자기 욕심에 못 이겼다라고 하면 무슨 뜻이죠? 그게 욕심이 지나쳤다는 얘기인가요? 그런 의미로 쓰는 영어 표현이 있어요. Their greed가 어떻게 됐을까요? 혹시 이렇게 쓰면은 맞추시는 분이 있을까? 저희가 한 번쯤은 아마 언급한 표현일 거거든요. Their greed eventually, yes, very good, got the better of them. Their greed eventually got the better of them. It's a very, very commonly used expression. They probably weren't thinking, and their greed eventually got the better of them. Basically, it means their greed went a little too far. Where does it even end? Did they really think they could get away with all that? They just never knew when to stop, did they? What were they thinking? What were they thinking? They probably weren't. And their greed eventually got the better of them. 지네들이 엄청 한 줄인 줄 알았겠지? 잘난 줄? But the word I want to use here is sly. 약삭 빠른 거 좋다. They must have thought they were so sly. They must have thought they were so sly. 위험 수준에 너무 가까이 다가선 거. 그럴 때 쓰는 수거가 하나 있죠. 이 사람이 하는 말에 약간 대꾸하듯이 쓰자면 Yup. And flew a bit too close to the sun. 자기도 이제 감당할 수 없는 수준의 위험선을 넘었다라는 얘기를 할 때 아슬아슬했다. No. risk taking 있죠. risk taking. 그 위험을 무릅쓰는 거. 그 정도가 너무 과했다는 얘기예요. They must have thought they were so sly. Yep. And flew a bit too close to the sun. 이것도 약간 수거 같죠? Okay, it's like an idiomatic phrase. 이건 아주 비슷한 게 또 하나 있어요. It's an idiomatic phrase that I personally really like. 원래는 이게 쓰이거든요. 근데 여러분이 연습을 하기에 더 수월하시라고. 물론 어떤 사람들은 이게 더 수월할 수도 있지만 You mess with the bull, you eventually get the horns. You mess with the bull, you eventually get the horns. bull는 소의 고환이냐고요? No. 황소예요. 황소. Oh, you're thinking of balls. 고환을 얘기할 때 you're thinking of you're thinking of ball. No, not bull. 그 농구팀 중에 Chicago Bulls 있죠? Chicago Bulls. You fuck with the bull, you eventually get the horns. 이거는 이렇게 목소리를 내면서 얘기를 해야 돼요. 한번 들려주세요, 여러분. 디스코드에 계신 분들. You mess with the bull, you eventually get the horns. You mess with the bull, you eventually get the horns.